Yo, what is good? Matthew here. I'm gonna go over the trade recaps for the day. Alright, so it is Tuesday, May 19th. Okay, so for first off, I got on at 9 o'clock today and I kind of just zoomed out and said, what are we doing? Alright, so currently we are in a downtrend. Alright, we haven't broken any higher high, so I'm gonna be bearish. Okay, so we are in a downtrend and we are bearish until proven otherwise. So we can see that we had a bearish fair value gap here, right, on the hour that is being respected. All right, and we also have, right, a lower high. Then we're looking for some kind of lower low to come in. So I zoom in a little further, right, and now, right, it kind of gives us a bit more of a structure here, right? So I mark out Asian highs from the previous session, I mark out London highs, and then I mark out the current lows that we have now, right? We have this New York low, we have this New York low, then we have this London low, right? So I'm looking for some kind of continuation down, right? Simple. But so how do we actually catch the move that down before the market manipulates us, right? So my first thinking, right, is to look for some kind of bounce zone, right? But you can see that even our 786, right, it's already past that. But if you pull a 786 fib from our less previous lower high, right, we see it actually does kind of line up pretty nicely, right? And if we're going to get a bearish continuation, in my opinion, I think we're going to want to push up somewhere here, right? Set a lower high before we set a lower low, right? So this is my thinking for the day. So I'm short-term bullish, right, but long-term bearish. Okay, so that's my game plan. All right, so I'm simply just waiting for some kind of manipulation in another direction. All right, so market open is right here, 9:30. All right, so I basically just wait till market open. All right, as you can see, before market open, right, we sweep these lows and these lows, right? So I'm thinking, okay, we swept these lows, right? So we're manipulating first, and not to mention, we have these hot relative equal highs up here, right? And we also have, we see on the 15 minute, we have this IFVG on the 15 with this untapped 15 minute, right? So I mark out this 15 minute bearish fair value gap, and we want this to come get tapped for a lower high before we come down, or we want to come up and tap a lower high here, right? So I forgot to mention, basically I'm looking for a lower high from this high to this high to this low to continue lower, right? So I pull a fib from this high to this low, okay? And basically, right, we have our golden pocket 786 rejection zone and our 0.5. So looking for price to come up somewhere in here and then come down, right? So right here, right, we see that we actually sweep and tap our 786 perfectly, okay? So we are basically short-term bullish, right? So I pull another golden pocket 786, and this ties in perfectly with that unfilled 15 we had, right? So I'm looking for some kind of hedge off of open to continue to this zone. And what happens? We respect this level once again, right? We also get a mini bullish SMT here on ES, right? So with this, right, I enter right on this V-shaped recovery candle, all right? stops under lows, right? And we're targeting this lower high, right? So I have my TP set for I think this golden pocket zone that ties in with this unfilled 15, right? And this unfilled 5. So along here, right? Good 1 to 2. Market opens, and we absolutely rail it, right? So we actually come straight, blow through this zone, right? Don't even stop a little bit, straight through these highs, right? All of these highs. So I'm like, okay, perfect. We hedged long already, right? And now we're looking for some kind of rejection. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking for some kind of rejection here, right? Potentially. So I let it play out a bit more, right? We get this minute inverse, and I almost enter here, right? We get this minute inverse, I almost enter here to want to look for lower because we form this. Let me delete this trade, right? We form this bullish, basically opening gap, right? So these huge minute candles on open, right? These always like to come get filled, all right? They always like to come get tapped again because they're a major inefficiency, and they're basically just manipulation, okay? So I'm looking for some kind of trade like this, but it's a bit fishy because at the time, ES is all the way down here. ES is all the way down here. So I'm like, okay. So the market's like pretty decoupled right now. So I come back and I wait. We blow through this and we actually top our 786 perfectly, right? So I actually didn't enter this, but this would have been an absolutely great trade, right? If you enter on this 786, because if we start closing above this 786, right, that's when we are going to want to come for this London high. Okay, so I set my stop just a bit under there, right? And again, we are targeting this unfilled 1 minute gap, and our next resistance zone, that is going to probably be this golden pop pocket, which actually ties in quite perfectly with this 1 minute, right? So if I entered here, right, it actually ends up playing out pretty freaking perfectly, right? Perfect trade. I actually fade this entire move, right? I faded the entire move just because the market was so like just not correlating at all. I was kind of a bit like sketched out to take any positions, right? We also had this beautiful 1 minute inverse, but anyways, that would have been the perfect trade I saw. But after we get kind of, so I keep watching, and then after we get to about here, right, we see we get this again rejection from this golden pocket. We respect this bearish fair value gap, right? And we're looking like we want to come now and fill in these lows in this bearish bias that we had since the beginning of the day. Alright, so we reject here, right? I'm a little patient on this one, but right when we get this one, I am in. Alright, so I enter on this candle right here, about halfway through here. I have stops up here. Now I am looking for lower, right? So like again, we marked out originally this New York low, this macro one that we thought wanted to get taken, right? We see we get this nice rejections. It actually pushes into this unfilled 15 and rejects nicely, right? So we get this double rejection up here, right? Yes, we actually get this bearish SMT as well, right? ES on as perfect bearish SMT, right? And it's just like, okay, this trade looks pretty perfect. All right, so we enter here. And this one ends up actually filling all the way in full and more, which was crazy. So, all right, those were my trades for the day. All right. Yeah, let me pull up the trade Zella and I can show you guys. So yeah, this is the Zella, right? So 1.62k today. Those two trades, right? We're up 8.04k on the month, right? Had a good month after the kind of blow up Friday, but made it back. So yeah, that's what we're looking like there. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you all learned something. I have a free Discord, right? You can join. You can see all of my trades. I journal them all. And if you want to join premium, you can watch me live stream every single day. So you can, yeah, trail me, watch everything I take in real time. So yeah, if you want to join, join. If not, cool. Follow me, like, subscribe. Appreciate it. Catch all the guys next time.